Okay, we are going to make our slip knot, insert our hook, tighten it on our hook, which is a 4 millimeter. Even though you can barely see it, it is worn off. It is a 4 millimeter. We are going to chain 4. Insert our hook into the very first loop and make our round. We're going to chain up 2, and we are going to insert 12 double crochet into this circle. Make your 12 and I will meet you back here. So we're going to go up to our first chain 3. We're going to slip into that third chain. Okay, so we're going to chain up 3, and we're going to insert in that yarn over, and we're going to insert into that very same stitch that we just chained up 3 and put another double crochet. Now we have 2 in the same stitch. You're going to go to your next stitch and you're going to put 2 in that stitch. And you're going to continue this process all the way around. So you had 12 double crochet on your first round. Putting 2 in each stitch, you're going to end with 24. Make sure you count that you have 24, and I will meet you back here as we slip stitch on the top of this chain up. Go up to our third chain, and we are going to slip stitch this round together. As always, you just insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, and pull through, and look where it's going to go turn into the pink right there at that perfect level. Yay! Like I planned it. I didn't. I wish I could take credit for that, but I didn't. So we're going to chain up 3, and we're going to insert another single crochet, double crochet into this stitch. And then in the next stitch, we are going to only crochet 1. Double crochet into that stitch, and then the next one we'll do 2. 1 and 2. And if for some reason you're new here, or not some reason, hello and welcome if you are. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. But if you're new here and you do not know how to do a double crochet, I should have done that at the beginning. But I do have tutorials at the beginning. My first 2 or 3 videos are basic crochet tutorials. But if you need to know, what you're going to do is, so we did 2 in the first one, 1 in the next, 2 in the next. So the next stitch we're only going to do 1, but a double crochet is yarn over hook. You have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into this correct stitch, yarn over and pull through a loop. Now there's 3 loops on the hook, and it's pink right over my pink project base there, but there's 3 loops. Yarn over again, you're going to pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over and pull through 2 again. Okay, that's a double crochet. So we're going to do 2 in the next one, and the pattern is 2 1 2 1 2 1, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of this round, finishing up the round. I am going to chain 3, insert another double crochet into this same stitch again, and I'm going to put 2 double crochet into every stitch around. We did 2 double crochet into every stitch. We are going to 1 2 3 slip stitch into the 3rd chain, closing our round. And that made it just a little bit fluffy. There might have been too many stitches in there. but what I'm making, it's going to work out just fine. Okay, so the next round, we're going to go one more round like this, like round 3, where we do 2 in the first one. There's 1 and 2, and 1 in the next, and 2 in the next, and 1 in the next, all the way around your project. Slip stitch into this 3rd chain, closing the round. I am going to go around one more time. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. You do 2 in the first one, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next. And you're going to do that all the way around, and I will meet you back here. And that is going to be the bottom of our bag. We're going to go up to the next part of this bag. So see you in just a moment. Okay, so we are here at the end of round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be the bottom of our bag, and you can see it's going to kind of puff down a little bit. So what we're going to do now is something we have not done yet, and to keep it a little bit more firmer, we're only going to chain up 2, yarn over, and in that very first stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the front loop only. Do you see that there? Okay, we only went into not the V, not the entire V, so we've yarned over. We're not going into the whole V so that you have both loops of the V on there. You only want to go into the front loop only, leaving the back loop behind you. Yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a half double crochet. And you are going to do this in every stitch around this row. No increases, no decreases, no dropping your yarn and killing your stitch. I'm just kidding. If I do it, you're gonna do it. Everybody does it. Okay, so one more time, you're gonna yarn over, insert your hook into the very next stitch. See that there? And only the front loop of that stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And you're going to do this all the way around your project. Again, not increasing, not decreasing, but I just want to get a few in so you can see what I'm talking about. How it, right here, it looks terrible, but see, you don't see that. Like you don't even see it at all. So if you was just looking at it straight, it would look like this. But in reality, this is the very corner of your bag. And this white is coming up on the side of your bag. So you've got this cute little decorative stitch right there. Do you see that? Really cute. So again, you're going to do front loop, half double crochets. Okay, here we are at the end of this row. And we have one more stitch, so we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the front of that loop, front loop only, yarn over and pull up a loop. There's our 3, yarn over and pull through all 3, and we are going to slip stitch to our very first stitch, top of our stitch there. Make sure that we're in the stitch. I was not in the stitch. Chain 1, chain 2. Make sure you're in the stitch, yarn over and pull through a loop, pull through a loop, chain up 2, take one of those out. We are going to half double crochet around this row, this row, and stitch together 3 times. So you're actually going to end up having your original half double crochet row, which was in the front loop only, leaving this edge on the bottom of your bag. And now we are going to half double crochet in every stitch around for 3 rows. Okay, so do your 3 rows of half double crochet and slip stitch at the end of each row, chain up 2, start your next row, do it 3 whole rows, and I will meet you back right here, 3 rows up. So you did your 3 rows of half double crochet. Okay, so we did this is our edging one, and then we did 3 more rows of half double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And then we slip stitched our work together, and that was the end of that row. And then I chained up 3, and I'm doing a row around, all the way around, 1 stitch for stitch, no additions, no increase and no decrease, just 1 double crochet in every stitch around, because this is going to be the base of our next stitch. Okay, so just a reminder that we're switching from half doubles to just a plain double crochet, which is yarn over, insert your hook into the next available stitch, both legs of that stitch, both sides of that V, front and back, yarn over, pull up a loop that leaves 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. You're going to do that in every single stitch around, and then come here when you get to your last stitch and slip stitch to the top of the third. 1, 2, 3. Now there's 3 because you did 3 this row, not 2 as in all the other rows. You did 3 chain ups. Okay, you're going to slip stitch to that top third. 1, 2, 3 stitch right there, and then I'll meet you back here, and then we're going to do a new stitch right here. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to make sure now that you're working so that the outside of your bag, if you've been working like this, which you probably have been, on the inside of the bag, see there? You need to be working so that your work is showing on the outside of your bag now. Just turn your work around so you see the little ridge. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to not in the stitch. Okay, so this is where we slip stitched. Not in the first double crochet or the second double crochet, but you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the right hand side of that post and come back out through the left side of that post. Not in the stitch, which is up here, but completely in the post of that double crochet. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, and that brings 3 loops on your hook just like you have any double crochet, and then you're going to finish your double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to yarn over, and you're going to do that 4 more times, putting 5 double crochets onto the side of this post. Okay, so to do that, you yarn over, insert on the right hand side of the post, and come out on the left, and you can fold your work in half. It's so much easier. Okay, and then do your double crochet, which is go through 2, go through 2. There's 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 and 5, and they're all down the side of that one post. So if you turn your work, you can see that it kind of just made this little thing that went straight down that post. See that there? Find that corresponding stitch, and you just put your hook through it, and then you yarn over and pull through and pull through. So we hold our next hoop. Now we're holding it with we're kind of at the top of it, okay? And we're holding it this way. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook from the left hand side of it, go to the right, yarn over and pull up a loop. There's your 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. I dropped it. Insert your hook and go from the left to the right, go through, pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And do that 5 times. There's 2. Get all your strands of your yarn. Here's 3, 4, and 5. And then you single crochet, skipping the first 2 and going into your 3rd stitch. So that is what it would look like if you tied it down. And you're certainly welcome to do that. Okay, isn't it cute? I love the crocodile stitch. So you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, here we are around the row. I've put all of my first row of crocodile stitches in. And I did take my work out and started all the way back at the beginning. If I can find the beginning, I put a lot in. And tack down that bottom stitch. Instead of doing a single crochet, I slip stitched it to whatever was an appropriate stitch as it laid down there. And then I just followed that, made sure I followed that row all the way around. I stayed on that row. See that there? I didn't move rows up. I just stayed right there. And then, because it changed colors, you had to really pay attention. Was you on the same row? So, we're over here at the end. And I have a couple more to do. And the reason why I brought you back here with me, which you've already seen, because I put a indication of this already in the video, is I didn't really show you clearly how to tack it down. So if you waited to put all your crocodiles in until now, this is what you do. Okay, so I put my last crocodile in, I skipped 2 stitches, and I put that single crochet in. Okay, and then you skip that stitch, right? I just need you to make sure that you understand. You don't go, this isn't the one you're skipping, because the single crochet is in the top of it, right? And then you skip 2. So here we go. We are skipping 2 stitches, yarn over, insert our hook, fold our work over in half, holding the pieces below so that loop is fluid. It's available for you to work in. Okay, so you're holding the one below it and the one above it, but this post, double crochet post, is fluid. It's available for you. So when you get that 3rd stitch through, kind of pull it tight. Not tight, but taut, because you don't want a big old loop. See, that's long enough. You don't want a great big old long loop there. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now at this point is when you're bringing your work down, and you're just kind of setting it there, taking a peek. Okay, does it look right? Yeah. Did I get 5? Yeah. Okay, so then you want to make sure you're on the same row. So all the way over here, and you're on the same row, and you want to kind of go right below those 2 stitches on that same row. See that there? So in my case it's the orange, but over here it's the pink, right? Okay, so you're coming down. You're going to insert your hook on the right hand side of that half double crochet in this was the one where we made our little cutesy stitch. And then there's 1, 2, 3. So the 3rd row up of those half double crochets, okay? So you're on the right hand side of the loop and you're coming out on the left, just like you're doing up here, but you're way down here. You're going to yarn over and pull through and pull through for a slip stitch. Okay, you're not single crocheting here, you're just slip stitching in. Then you turn your work this way, fold it in half again, leaving this loop fluid, the next loop. See, there's nothing in between. But now you're going to work your 5 crochets from the bottom up. Do you see that there? Here you started from the top and you worked your way down, tied it in. Now you're going to work from the bottom up 5 crochets and this stitch. So you yarn over, insert your hook on the left, now the left side coming out on the right. So you're in the center of your crocodile stitch. Yarn over and pull through a loop. Now there's 3 loops on the hook, and finish your double crochet as normal. And then if it gets too loose, tighten it up, because I don't like that big old loop that's sometimes left there on a first double crochet when we're doing some kind of a specialty stitch. Uh-oh, look what I got. I got a mess. You see it there? That came out of the center of my thing. So we're going to hope it doesn't tighten up. But we're almost done anyways. Okay, so there's our first one. And then we do 4 more double crochet up that post. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we worked 5 up that next post, skip 2 stitches, and single crochet in the 3rd. Do you see that there? Now, look here. I thought I was going to be completely just horrid, not a lot of stitches. But here's what we're going to do. We have 3 stitches. And that's just really not enough for a crocodile stitch. And it's too much to leave blank. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this stitch out, carefully keeping all my half double crochets, and I'm going to come in on this last stitch and just go to the second one. I would rather fudge it here than I would not having enough room for the stitch. So what you're going to do on this one is you have 1 that you're going to skip, 2 that you're going to work your crocodile in, and 1 that you're going to skip. It's closer, but it's better than leaving this whole space empty. Okay guys, so here we are. We've worked in our round, we've done our crocodiles all the way around. In the very last one, we did not have enough stitches. Let me show you there. To skip 2. Let me get back in my crocodile so I don't lose it. We didn't have enough to skip 2. If you happen to have enough, you skip 2 and go over. But if you followed exactly what I did, you were 1 shy. So you're going to go ahead and slip stitch to close up the round in the farthest one away. You know, if you have room to skip 2, skip 2. But I don't have enough. See, I only have the 2. So I'm going to slip stitch my work to close that round. See that there? Okay. And then I'm going to chain up 3 for my first double crochet. And then behind the right hand side of this crocodile is the original double crochets. So in the first one you double crochet, second one you double crochet, in the center of your crocodile you double crochet. Just go into that hole, bring up a loop, double crochet. On the left hand side of your crocodile, not in this one because that would have been your stitch, skip that one. You go into the 2 stitches that are available above that left hand side of that crocodile, and you double crochet. And then when you get to your single crochet here, see those? See that spot? That's where we double crocheted. You have to put 2 double crochets in, and this is the housing for your next row of crocodiles. These 2 stitches. So your rhythm really is, if you're starting from the beginning, you've got your single crochet up, and that's going to actually be part of one of the very last crocodiles. That's the left hand side of the 2 crochets in your single crochets for your crocodile. So your rhythm is 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2. That's your rhythm all the way around. So let me show you what I mean. 2 if I didn't have this tripod in my way, you wouldn't be hearing clinking, and I wouldn't break my rhythm. But my arm is underneath this tripod, right in the center of it. Okay, so we've got 2 1 2, skipping this stitch, because that's the one that you would have been in if you, and you can totally do that. It's just faster if you don't. 2 and then 2. Don't forget that you put 2 in the stitch in the single crochet. See there? 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other end. 2 1 2 2. That's your rhythm. 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2. Okay, crochet is all about rhythm. I'm going to show you this now. I went and bought some beads, and I'm going to take these pink ones, these orange ones, and probably the purple, even though there's no purple in it. I think it's close enough to that pink. I'm going to skip the blue ones, but I'm going to put these on the front of my bag in place of this tie down. I'm going to probably do 5 row of crocodiles. So I'm going to go 1 row, 2, 2nd row, 3rd row is going to have my bling, 4th row, 5th row, and then I'm going to go into a new stitch. But just so you know, I just went to Joann's and bought some beads. You have to make sure you get beads that have a big enough opening that your yarn will fit through, because a lot of times these are so tiny that they won't fit. So this hole right here in the center cannot be so tiny that this yarn will not fit around it. And I'm gonna just tell you, it's a booger to get the yarn on it to begin with. So I mean, it takes a bit of getting it on, even at this size hole. But you have to pay attention, because some of them are so tiny that you can't get it. But what it's going to look like is that right there. That's going to be a bead right there on my 3rd row up. Just because they're cute. Okay, here we are at the end of the round. And I'm going to turn my work a little bit. Okay, so I went all the way around with my double crochet in my bag, and here I am at the end. See there? I have just this last crocodile stitch to get through. So again, we are 1, 2. Okay, so I don't have to. See that there? Because this was where I was fudging to make everything fit. So I still need my 2. So in that one stitch, I'm going to have to put 2 in there. This is how I'm making up my pattern. And then 1 in the center of the crocodile stitch. And then I have to get 2 in here. Here's 1. And I got stuck. Let's start it over. Here's 1, and I do not have another one available, so we got to put another one in there. I'm going to go ahead and try to hit a different stitch if I can under there, which I think I did, just to make it a little more secure. And then here we are at the center, right? This is where our next crocodile stitch is going to be, but this is only one leg of that V. I have to have another one, right? Because remember, in the center we had 2 in that one single crochet. Well, we got to find a way to get in there, and it looks like I'm going to have to go under it and pull it up. But it's there. There's 2 of them there. That might be, see how it's crossed there? That's not ideal. That is not ideal, but it's better than not having it. So then go over here to this 1, 2, 3, third stitch up, and slip stitch this row together. And that is your row, your connecting row for your next row of crocodile stitches.